sister.
You stole it, didn't you? You're such a little thief.
I know, it's so bad.
Do not release the tension right away by saying something like, oh, I'm just kidding, just joking, ha 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 ha. That's going to kill the sexual tension. What up, Casanova? Today, we are going to be talking about the art of teasing. That's right, we're going back to the playground so we can be kids again. So first of all, what is teasing? Well, in the context of dating and seduction, teasing is the act of making fun or attempting to provoke in a playful way. Now, why do we do it? Why must we learn it? Well, because it's a great way of flirting and works towards building up the sexual tension into an interaction. Because essentially, when you tease, you're on some level pushing the girl away or disqualifying her. You're making her feel vulnerable in a lighthearted way and putting doubt in her mind as to whether or not you like her. And that's essentially what sexual tension is built on. Doubt, friction, ambiguity, and frustrated desire.
Yo, is that hat real leather? That's legit.
No, it's pleather.
Leather. I thought you were a real G.
It's Aritzia, okay? It's still expensive. It's vegan leather, okay?
Dude, my roommate's a vegan.
Okay.
Guy's such a character.
It's not because I'm like...
He's like, you're eating corpses.
Oh, wow.
It's also fun. Guess what? It's something you do with your friends too. And if the girl is witty, it can often even translate into some good banter. Moreover, if done right, it can convey a bunch of things about you. It can suggest that you're confident, that you're fun, that you're socially attuned, that you understand the mating dance. Okay, so how do you tease? Well, first of all, let's discuss what you can tease her about. And the answer is pretty much anything. You can tease her about her clothing or accessories. You could say, hey, nice shoes. Are they orthopedic? Her job or what she's doing in life. So if she tells you she's an actress, you could say, so you mean a waitress. Her tastes and preferences. If she gets a hot dog at the end of a night from 7-Eleven, you could be like, really? A hot dog from 7-Eleven? And here I thought you were a classy girl. You could tease her about her inadequacies or her incompetencies. Say she's struggling to make her Netflix work and she asks you for help. And maybe because it was the Wi-Fi wasn't on or something, okay? So you can be like, okay, the reason your Netflix is not working is because your Wi-Fi wasn't on. How did you get into law school again? You could tease her about her background or socioeconomic status. So if she comes from a family that's well off, you can be like, real talk. Did your family own horses when you were growing up? Almost anything goes.
You're from Canada and was on holiday here?
No, I'm not just a typical European or tourist on holiday. Shopping in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
I'm here for 5 months. I go back and forth, Toronto, LA. What about you?
Not really much. Just a little bit shopping, like you say. And I'm traveling around the world, and LA is one stop of them.
Traveling around the world.
Yes.
How predictable.
Yo, quick announcement, my dude. Just want to briefly mention that over the last year, many guys have been asking me, how do you create chemistry with women? And this has sadly been exaggerated by the pandemic. That's right, I'm talking about that magic you see me create with the girls in my videos. So, I've decided to give away a super entertaining, uncut, infield bonus video showing exactly that. Just click on the link in the description below. By signing up, you're also joining the VIP list for our, wait for it, new course, Honest Chemistry, which will be released in the near future and will teach you everything to do with creating chemistry, from sexual tension to an amazing connection. This course has been more than a year in the making, and I'm really excited to release it. So be sure to click on the link in the description box or comment section below to get access to your bonus video and stay in the loop. All right, now let's get back into it.
And it can range from more light, jokey, fluffy to more serious and genuine, and similarly from less to more provocative. So for example, something light and fluffy could be like, what? You never owned an iPod Shuffle growing up? you are clearly not one of the cool kids. Whereas something a little bit more serious and genuine could be, for example, let's say you're planning a party and you're talking to a bunch of people and you say, I'm sorry, we can't let Michelle take care of the music or be in charge of the music. She's into disco and some weird Euro shit. Sorry, she's just not qualified. So you see the difference. The second one can provoke a little more. The girl can feel a little bit more judged, pushed away, etc. Like, what? Me not have good taste in music? How dare he? Having said that, it's important to remember that your teasing should never come off as an insult. It should never be at the girl's expense, but instead it should be for the sake of the banter, for the fun of the mating dance. So for example, a tease can look like the following. The girl says to you, there were a lot less shoppers at the mall today. And you say, a lot fewer shoppers at the mall today. Oh, Amy, what are we gonna do with you? So this is a lot more playful and you're essentially laughing with her, not at her. Whereas an insult would look like this. The proper way to say it is a lot fewer shoppers. Did you like get educated here or where did you grow up again? Don't worry, I'll buy you an English book on grammar. So here you're putting her down or laughing at her as opposed to with her. And this actually makes you look like an insecure asshole. So no, you should also not come off sounding judgmental. And that can sometimes be a tough balance to strike. So for example, if she tells you she loves the reality TV show The Bachelor, a good way of teasing is saying something like, oh my God, that shit is so over the top. How can you watch it? Come on, Megan, don't tell me you love that juicy drama. As opposed to, oh my God, why would you waste your time? That shit is meant for the lowest common denominator. You ever watch like any good documentaries? At least you can learn something from that. So you see the difference? One is playful and one is very judgy. Now there are some other factors to consider when you're teasing. Things that can shape the way what you're saying is going to be interpreted. So for example, the girl you're speaking to, the girl in question, what's she like? That's a factor. Or what do you and this girl have in common? Or the vibe you and this girl have going at any given point in the interaction. That's another factor. So all these things can dictate what you can and cannot get away with. In one context, something you say can come off as playful. In another context, that same exact thing can come off as insulting. So for example, if you're talking to a witty, confident girl and suddenly you smell something that smells like tacos and you can be like, what's that smell? You smell like tacos? Do you have tacos in your purse? Because she's more confident and witty, she might be able to handle that, laugh at it, and in fact, she might even play along and say something like, yeah, I actually nabbed a few from somebody's table earlier. I was hoping you wouldn't notice. And then bam, some banter has been sparked. Whereas a less confident, not so witty girl might not take it so well and say, what? You're saying I smell like tacos? What the fuck? Similarly, if you and the girl have a vibe that's going, all right? If you guys are kind of already flirting and poking fun at one another, and you can tell she's got a good sense of humor, then your teasing is going to be a lot better received.
So you guys from Morocco?
No, I took it from my sister.
You stole it, didn't you? You're such a little thief.
I know, it's so bad.
I'll keep it on the deal. Wait, what's your name? Wait, you already graduated. Enchanté.
What's yours?
Vadim.
Nice to meet you.
I literally had a girl once who had this really weird laugh. She kind of would sound like a little piglet when she would laugh, like and because of the vibe we had going in the interaction, I was able to make fun of it and imitate her, and she enjoyed it and laughed along with me, and it was all in good fun. But if we did not have that vibe or that frame or that tone to the interaction already established, me making fun of her laugh could come off as insulting and hurtful. So it's important you understand that difference. Similarly, if you have something in common with the girl, then that gives you more freedom to tease her about it, because in her mind, it's like, well, hey, he's in the same boat as me, so he's allowed. So for example, if we're in the same age range and she's just turned 30, for example, and she's like, oh, I just turned 30, blah, 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 and say I'm in my 30s too, well, I could be like, welcome to the club. How does it feel to be an old lady? and she might laugh at that. Whereas if I'm 25 and she just turned 30 and I make that same exact joke, she might not take it so well because she could be insecure about the fact that she's quite a bit older than me and in her 30s. So if anything, it can come off as insensitive. Also, the reference point or the benchmark you use when you're teasing matters. So for example, if you are criticizing a girl's cooking, okay, if you're making fun of the fact that she's a bad cook, and then you follow that up with, come on, I thought you were supposed to be Italian. That can be good and tasteful because what you're doing is you're measuring her up against this higher standard by saying that, you know, Italians are good cooks, so come on, I thought you would be too.
Go guys, I'll see you again soon. Who's high up here tonight? Anybody high tonight?
No, I can't.
You can't? You're the only Brazilian who can't dance.
Yeah, I know.
I want to say thanks everybody. Happy
I know, it's
Thanksgiving.
okay. You give you a medal,
Tonight, sing along.
We're gonna give you a medal.
Medal. People change.
No, a medal.
And your lives living strange. Where were you while we were tonight?
I don't have a...
Viva Brazil!
We walking down the hall. Faster than
It's okay, we'll speak Portuguese. Portuguese.
Where were you while we
Copacabana.
were
Where
tonight?
Russia.
Whereas if you say something along the lines of, what kind of an outfit is that? Jesus. Well, then again, you are from a small town, so. Here, you're measuring her against a lower standard, and you're almost saying, well, that's expected of you. It's consistent with who you are. So that can come off as more hurtful and insulting. You can tease her about pretty much anything, like we said, except stuff that's going to be more sensitive. Stuff she could be really insecure about. Or again, something very distasteful that she could take offense to. You know, if she has a bit of a mustache, I wouldn't point that out. She might not take it so well. Or if she tells you she landed this new managerial position, I wouldn't say something like, so how many guys did you have to blow to get that job? Also, the more attractive the girl is, the more you can get away with joking about her appearance. So for example, if the girl's super fit and let's say you picked her up and you kind of run with her for like a few seconds and you say something like, oh my God, you're so fucking heavy. I'm signing you up for a gym, girl. She, you know, that could be well received. She might say something like, you're a fucking asshole, ha ha ha. But deep down, she knows that she's fit because she's had so much feedback and so much validation telling her that she's fit. So it's gonna land well. Whereas if this is a girl that's a little bit, you know, out of shape and maybe insecure about it, and you say something like that, that may not land as well. But hey, if you ever cross any lines, and if you can tell that you upset the girl a little, or she takes it the wrong way, then guess what? Apologize, okay? Let her know that you're just playing. But it's important that you don't do it in some weird or awkward or overly apologetic way. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. Oh, no, that's not how it was intended. No, you still stay cool and calm and collected and just apologize in a way that suggests, hey, it's not a big deal. Like, I'm playing. Girl, come here, you know I love you. Okay, something like that. Also, as a general note, if you tease, do not release the tension right away by saying something like, oh, I'm just kidding, just joking, ha 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 ha. Okay, that's going to kill the sexual tension. Now, I'm not saying you have to be super deadpan when you tease. You know, you can be smiling, you can sometimes be laughing, you know, in the process. I do that all the time. But again, don't jump in there immediately and release that tension by saying something like, I'm just joking, haha. You know, sometimes guys will do that and it's just so fucking unattractive. Also, it's worth mentioning that you should keep the teasing to a minimum. While it's fun and it's great and it helps build the sexual tension, if you do too much of it, you're gonna come off as some kind of a weird clown. Weird or insecure or uncalibrated. It's just gonna be too much, all right? So keep it chill, keep the fucking teasing to a minimum. Finally, the last principle I wanna leave you with is if you can't take it, don't dish it out. And that means if you're gonna tease people, if you're gonna tease girls, then you better be able to handle them teasing you back. And guess what? Some girls will tease you back. So you have to learn how to laugh at yourself. You have to learn how not to create a rigid identity around something. How to generally be more lighthearted, easygoing, develop a thicker skin. And in so doing, you'll become a better flirt, a better tease, and a more confident, cool dude all around. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, as well as share your thoughts, questions, any concerns you have about this topic in the comment section below. I want to hear what you have to say. Lastly, don't forget to sign up for our Honest Chemistry VIP list so you can grab your free uncut infield bonus video in the link in the description below or in the comments section. Thanks again, and until next time.
Shit.